In a mystical realm, a powerful fairy named Maleficent lived in the moors, a magical forest bordering a human kingdom. As a child, Maleficent met a human peasant boy named Stefan, and they formed a deep bond, falling in love with each other. However, as they grew older, their love was overshadowed by Stefan's ambition to become king, while Maleficent became the protector of the Moors. The human kingdom, led by King Henry, attempted to conquer the Moors, but Maleficent mortally wounded him in battle. On his deathbed, King Henry declared that whoever killed Maleficent would become king and marry his daughter, Leela. Stefan, now driven by his ambition, visited Maleficent and drugged her. Instead of killing her, Stefan cut off her wings and presented them as proof of her death. Maleficent was devastated by the loss of her wings and the betrayal by Stefan. She saved a trapped raven named Diavel and turned him into a human. Diavel offered his service to Maleficent and informed her of Stefan's coronation. Maleficent's heart grew cold with anger and bitterness, and she ruled the Moors with an iron fist. Years later, Diavel informed Maleficent about the christening of Stefan's newborn daughter, Aurora. Maleficent arrived uninvited and placed a curse on Aurora. Before the sun set on Aurora's 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and fall into a death-like sleep. Maleficent mocked Stefan's plea for mercy, but offered that the curse could be broken by true love's kiss, which she and Stefan believed was non-existent. Stefan ordered 3 pixies, Nutgrass, Flittle, and Thistlewit, to hide and protect Aurora in a forest cottage until the day after her 16th birthday. He also destroyed every spinning wheel in the kingdom and sent his army to kill Maleficent. However, Maleficent surrounded the Moors with a wall of thorns, protecting her kingdom. Over the years, Stefan grew obsessed with killing Maleficent and gradually went insane. Maleficent and Diavel watched Aurora grow from afar and secretly began taking care of her, as the pixies proved to be incompetent. After several encounters, Aurora bonded with Maleficent, whom she believed to be her fairy godmother. As Aurora approached her 16th birthday, Maleficent realized she didn't have the heart to hurt the young princess. She attempted to undo the curse, but forgot that she had stated no power on Earth could break it. Meanwhile, Aurora met Prince Philip, and they were mildly attracted to each other. Aurora gained Maleficent's permission to live in the Moors before her 16th birthday. However, the pixies revealed Aurora's lineage and curse, and she was heartbroken. Aurora rode to her father's castle, where Stefan locked her up, intent on killing Maleficent. As the sun set, the curse's power drew Aurora to the dungeon, where she pricked her finger on a spindle of a rebuilt magic spinning wheel and fell into a death-like sleep. Maleficent and Diavel kidnapped Philip and infiltrated the castle, hoping to save Aurora. However, Philip's kiss failed to awaken her. Maleficent tearfully kissed Aurora, awakening her with true maternal love. As they attempted to leave, Stefan and his guards ambushed them. Maleficent transformed Diavel into a dragon, but they were subdued. Aurora found and released Maleficent's caged wings, which reattached themselves to Maleficent, allowing her to fight back. Maleficent dragged Stefan to the top of a tower, but instead of killing him, she announced that the fight was over and left. However, Stefan tackled her from behind, and they both fell off the tower. Maleficent saved herself with her wings, while Stefan lost his hold and fell to his death. With Stefan gone, Maleficent returned the Moors to their former glory and crowned Aurora their new ruler, uniting the two kingdoms. Aurora also started a relationship with Philip, and Maleficent finally found peace, her heart filled with love and forgiveness. Let's know about Maleficent. Maleficent, one of Disney's most iconic villains, has been a central figure in the Sleeping Beauty narrative since the 1959 animated film. Initially portrayed as a powerful and evil fairy, Maleficent's character has undergone significant development over the years, revealing a more complex and nuanced personality. In the original film, Maleficent is depicted as a menacing figure driven by a desire for revenge against King Stefan and his kingdom. Her striking appearance, complete with horns, wings, and a flowing black cloak, has become an iconic image in popular culture. Voiced by Eleanor Audley, Maleficent's presence is both captivating and intimidating, making her a compelling antagonist. However, the 2014 live-action film Maleficent offers a more sympathetic and complex portrayal of the character. Starring Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, the film explores the character's backstory and motivations in greater detail. According to the film, Maleficent was once a kind and powerful fairy living in a mystical realm. Her life took a tragic turn when King Stefan, fueled by ambition and greed, betrayed her by cutting off her wings and leaving her for dead. This act of betrayal and cruelty had a profound impact on Maleficent, driving her to seek revenge against Stefan and his kingdom. However, as the story unfolds, Maleficent's character evolves, revealing a deeper complexity and nuance. Despite her initial desire for revenge, Maleficent forms a bond with Princess Aurora, Stefan's daughter, and comes to care for her deeply. Ultimately, Maleficent sacrifices her own powers to save Aurora from harm, demonstrating a capacity for selflessness and compassion. This transformation underscores the character's growth and development, moving beyond her initial portrayal as a one-dimensional villain. Maleficent's story has been retold and reinterpreted in various forms of media, cementing her place as one of Disney's most iconic and enduring characters. Her enduring appeal lies in her complexity and nuance, making her a fascinating and multifaceted character. Through her evolution, Maleficent has become a symbol of the transformative power of love and compassion. Her journey from a seeking revenge to a selfless act of sacrifice serves as a reminder that even the most complex and flawed individuals can change and grow. In conclusion, Maleficent's character has undergone significant development since her introduction in the 1959 animated film. From a one-dimensional villain to a complex and nuanced character, Maleficent's story has been retold and reinterpreted, solidifying her place as one of Disney's most iconic characters. Her enduring appeal lies in her capacity for growth, transformation, and selflessness, making her a fascinating and multifaceted character. Let's know about Aurora. Aurora, played by Elle Fanning, is reimagined as a much more complex and empathetic character than in the original Sleeping Beauty 1959 animated film. The live-action version of Aurora has a different backstory, as the story is told from Maleficent's perspective. Here's how her character is portrayed in Maleficent. Unlike the traditional Sleeping Beauty, where Aurora is a princess cursed by Maleficent, in Maleficent, Aurora is still the daughter of King Stefan and Queen Leah. However, Maleficent curses her out of revenge, and the curse still holds the same central idea, that Aurora will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and fall into a deep sleep. But the film reveals that Aurora is not just a passive victim in the story. She is caught in a conflict between her birth parents, Maleficent, and the kingdom's politics. As the story progresses, Aurora becomes a symbol of innocence and purity. After being cursed, she is raised by Maleficent in the moors, a mystical forest, in a more protective and caring environment, away from her father's kingdom. Aurora grows up with Maleficent, unaware of her true identity as a princess. Maleficent, despite her initial intention to simply curse the child, develops a protective bond with Aurora, particularly as Aurora becomes aware of the complexities of the adult world. Aurora in Maleficent is depicted as kind, innocent, and very trusting. She is unaware of the evil plot against her and the circumstances of her birth, but she is also shown to be strong-willed, brave, and open-hearted. She quickly befriends Maleficent and even refers to her as her fairy godmother. One of the most notable aspects of Aurora's character in this version is her relationship with Maleficent. While in the traditional Sleeping Beauty, Aurora is largely unaware of Maleficent's true nature, here, Maleficent becomes a surrogate mother figure to her. The two share a bond that is both heartwarming and complex, especially when Aurora learns the truth about her parents, her curse, and Maleficent's role in her life. In the end, it is not a prince who awakens Aurora from her curse, but Maleficent herself. Maleficent, who had originally cursed Aurora, ultimately shows the depth of her love and affection for the girl, and it is through this bond that Aurora is saved. The kiss that awakens Aurora is from Maleficent, not from a prince, which adds a twist to the traditional fairy tale. Aurora's character in Maleficent is more empowered, and her story is less about waiting for rescue and more about her journey to discover her true self. The film shifts the focus from the damsel in distress trope to a more nuanced and emotionally rich narrative where both Aurora and Maleficent are central to the unfolding of the plot.